What's up, everybody? Wow. So I was doing some research in preparation for today's episode. Gotta be honest. Wow, the watch world is brutal. It's brutal. Not much fun going on over there. Very disappointing. Very, very disappointing news story lineup. But regardless, we'll take a look at some stuff. First, let's just take a look at like what the hell is going on in European watch company because I want to see like what's selling, what's not selling, what do they got going on here. Being 1 week away, I even forget what watches are like on the market. So let's just see here. Okay, where are the prices? Where are the prices going, Timmy? Because I've been away for way too long. Let's see here. We got some Day Day. There is a Laureato Blue Dial 9,500. Let's see. We got Blank Paw. That's pretty cool. Good deal. 7,500 for a flyback. Got a Tudor Pelagos 5,700. Let's see. IWC. It's way too big. That's a complete calendar. Uh, a Turnograph. Vacheron Constantin overseas. Let's see here. We've got another IWC. Oh, that's a cool ceramic Panerai. A Tudor Black Bay 58. Man, these things are so strong. I can't believe it. Probably one of the greater watches on the market. An icon. Let's see. Another Panerai. Oh, wow. Submersible. That's a cool submersible, but it's on some kind of a bracelet that does not look so good. That's a really nice Navi timer. Here we go. Look at that. 6,500 box papers, everything. That seems like a really good deal. Look at the dial here. That's nice. 43 mil. It's got the iconic bracelet, right? With that sideways cut. Looks like a newer model. Look at that. That's nice. Very cool. 6,500. Iconic watch. Breitlings are going down. Let's see. I know that Breitlings always go for super cheap on Joma Shop. Let's see. Breitling. Oh wow. Yes. They're still way cheap on Joma. Damn. 50% off and up. Anyways, let's see what else. What else they got here for us? How are you guys doing? Any picking up anything new? Getting rid of anything? What's on your guys' mind? Let me know in the chat. See, we got here another Panerai. Gerald Genta. Wow, but this is ugly as sin. Damn, that is. Gerald Genta made some beautiful watches and some ugly ones. A flyback Type 20. Personally, I like the Type 21 more. Type, sorry, Type 20. I like the Type 20. I think a little bit more. This is Type 21. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit too much for me. It's like overload. There's all polished screws, all kinds of stuff going on in it. Cool piece though. The Breitlings, the 30 dial. I heard that Rolex is going down. Prices are dropping. Is that true? Watch charts. Let's see. Let's check out watch charts. Let's see here. Brands. Let's go to Rolex. Is that gonna give us a chart? How do we let's see here. Home. How's this working? Huh. For business watch charts. Okay. Trusted source of watch market data. Yeah, but how do I see the data? Back in the day, you just click. Okay, here we go. Uh, market index. Let's see. Here we go. Overall market. Oh, look at this. Overall market is up, but then again, they change up the formula. They change up the watches that go into the formula. But maybe it did go up because of like the tariffs. There's all kinds of stuff going on. Um, so over 2025, watches did go up. Let's see. Let's go to Rolex. Here's Rolex. Um, it looks like it is kind of going up. Rolex did fall with the rest of the market, and it just kind of it dictates the market. I don't see the fall uh, because Adrian Barker is reporting that the that Rolex prices are going down. So we'll take a look at that video. I think after this, let's see what else we've got here. His prices is just really high, to be honest. Look at this. Got the Torah for 9,950. It's all right. Then we got the Dark Side of the Moon. I really love the Dark Side of the Moon in ceramic. I think this is the best ceramic Omega that Omega makes, the Dark Side, because they put so much effort into modifying their 3/8 6/1 movement. Makes it look really cool. And on this pin buckle, it looks actually really badass. Look at this. See, look at that movement. It's still the manually wound one, not they have a lot of these ceramic ones with the like coaxial movement, but this one still has the 3/8 6/1. I think they call it something else because of the blacked out plates with that rough finish, kind of almost a tremblage. Let's see. Hey, DL Farms, it's good to be back. Hey, David H. It's good to be back, guys. Thank you for the upvote. The prices on the second market is still high, but if you go to sell the watch, you are getting really low. Yeah, I know. I experienced this firsthand in Boston when I went to sell my two watches. They offered me for the Summit and the Air King together. They offered me 18.5. So I thought, okay, I'll just wait because there's gonna be a price increase, and maybe I'll be able to get more for them now. But I don't know how they're gonna sell them, to be honest. Let's see. Oh, this is a cool example. The dark side of the moon. Look at that. The yellow highlights and everything. Rolex raised the prices of normal service. Used to be 795. Now the normal service is 1,295. Oh wow, dude! So that's a $500 increase. You see it? That's the problem with watches. And the more watches you have, the more service you're gonna have to need to maintain your watches. Luckily, usually Rolex is pretty reliable. Sometimes people get really picky, especially when the watch is still under warranty, and if it's like losing a little bit too much time that they like, they get really picky with it. But as long as it's covered under service, might as well get it tuned to the perfection. So that's what I recommend. Like if you have a Rolex watch, it's still under warranty, like it's 5 years. Let's say it's coming out as soon as it's gonna go out of warranty. Get it checked If it's out of its chronometer certification range, and get it serviced. That way, it's like getting a freebie service before it goes out, and that way you can have it running for many many more years to come. It was a couple of months ago they offered you, yeah, you go sell them today, you might be getting 16. Oh, really? That would be very unfortunate. Let's see what they're. Let's see. Let's keep going here. Let's see what else they've got. Because but since then the prices on at retail gone up. So I thought maybe that would counter some of the price drop. Let's see. DRLM says just got the highest offer I had ever received by the gray dealer for my steel Daytona 116520. Congratulations. That's pretty cool. The Daytona, I think, is always going to be an exception to the rule. The Daytona, maybe a GMT, like a Pepsi. Daytona and the Pepsi are two highest demand, probably Rolex watches. There's some secret demand watches like the Yachtmaster in titanium. The new Land Dweller is super hot right now. The prices are going up retail, but the watch market is flooded. Yeah, that's the biggest problem with the watches is that they last basically forever, and secondary market over time just gets so saturated. And there's all these companies making watches. There's just so many watches, so much choice. I wouldn't be overpaying for watches, to be honest. If you're a new person watching this show for the first time, tuning in, first of all, welcome. Second of all, don't rush. There's so much choice. Yeah, check this out. Look at this. The 36 that a 36 mil Tiffany dial or turquoise colored Oyster Perpetual. That's pretty cool. 69. Wow. These are still in extreme demand. It's a cool watch. Black and gray GMT or blue and black GMT. Those are probably going to be dropping, I would think, because there's a lot of the Batmans, the Batgirls, very common. They have been in production forever. Then the black and gray, that's a new one. Just came out. It's hot, but it's yeah, it's not as cool, I think, in social media as the Pepsi. Like the Pepsi is just everybody talks about the Pepsi, and that one just doesn't get enough love, I think. Although it's just it's very cool piece. I really like it personally. The black and gray. Now I heard that Panerai is going to be slashing production from 80,000 pieces to 40,000 pieces. Yeah, that's a 50% slash. And to be honest, like that's too many. It's such a niche watch, right? It's such an acquired taste. Most people freaking hate Panerai. They can't stand it. So I can't believe they were able to sell 80,000 pieces. Those are Patek numbers. And Patek is like an iconic watch. It just appeals, I think, to everyone. Like, look at this. Wow. 5117. That's a freaking beauty. So that I guess it's kind of like an alternative to 6119. 6119 is like a modern reiteration of this piece. But that's beautiful. It's got those crown guards. It's like from that period, it's very short period in Patek history where they were putting crown guards on the dress watches. It kind of looks weird. They took them off. They don't do this anymore. But it's fun to look at this. Like it's from year 2002. It's like it looks so weird. Everybody freaking hates crown guards nowadays. They don't want them on the Submariners. They don't want them on the Rolexes. Like even sports watches. People are like, "Oh, if I could change one thing about the watch, take away the crown guards." And I always hear that people say like, "Submariner, man, they would do anything." We actually had a guy who had his Submariner modified, and they stripped down the crown guards from a real Submariner. He took his Submariner and had a specialist grind down the crown guards. It's kind of ridiculous, man. But yeah, listen, whatever floats your boat. Oh man, look at that. This one's got the non-hacking movement. Me and Tim G basically figured it out. If it's got these V-shaped cutouts, that's the non-hacking. And then the modern version of this movement, which I think the article said was like backwards compatible. So I guess if you get it serviced, they could replace certain gears and make this movement hacking again. Like I think that's what they said. Billy says a regular Smirna now you might be getting less than retail for with taxes. It's hard. It's very hard. John Doe, the hype come back. Depends how long you want to hold. Nah, it's over. It's over. It's the hype is never coming back because the watch companies they adapt to the demand way too quickly. You see, as soon as some watch becomes popular on the secondary market, the watch company immediately takes advantage of the hype and they make a modern remake of it and just completely kill all the joy of owning the vintage one. Unfortunately, so it's kind of yeah, nothing is special anymore. I remember there was so much excitement back in the day for the 321 Speedmasters. There was all this there were all these connoisseurs. They were sourcing the 321s. Now you could just go and get the modern one. So it's like all the joy and happiness of owning 321 has been sucked out. Like owning the vintage one because you can get the new one without any effort. It used to take a lot of effort, right? Because they were all in such poor condition. You would have to get it. You needed to know people that know people because you would have to have it verified, right? It took so much effort, and then when you got your 321 that was in decent condition for the right price, you could hold it up and say, "Look at this! Look at this! That's the 321. That's a piece of history." Yeah, it was cool. Let's see here. Bak second says, so what do you recommend, Tim? Consolidate to one piece? Maybe not one piece. One is too few, I think, for any collector. That's just too few. But all you need is like a couple of good watches. I think what I would recommend is buying for a good reason now. Going forward, y- the whole hype, it's just don't buy watches because they're hyped. Because I think so many people already bought watches on hype, and then those watches went on to lose all their value, and they have a lot of regrets. So I think going forward, you have to buy because you like something, and to celebrate some special occasions. Make some memories with your watches, right? Buy them like maybe like if you really like watches and you got the budget for them, maybe buy like one watch every couple of years, during special moments. Like if you go somewhere, if you go to F1, pick up the Tag Heuer F1. That's cool. Right? You'll remember going to that F1 race more fondly when you pick up your F1, right? Like you can think back because that's a big event to participate in, right? Like if you like watches, that's what I would say. Or if you're gonna go to the Olympics, maybe that's when you pick up the Omega, right? Like if you're not going to the Olympics, then fuck this. It's probably the worst Seamaster I've ever seen, right? This one, the white ceramic one. It is ugly. But if you're actually going to the Olympics and you can afford to pick one of these up, that's when I think it matters. Cause like I have never I've never been to the Olympics. It's an incredible opportunity to go to Olympics. Imagine going to the Olympics, being in the stands there with other fans. That's fucking cool. It's in Milano. Maybe I'll go to the Olympics when they're in United States, depending on what the prices are gonna be like. Yeah, that's what I would recommend. Buying for the right reasons going forward. Not just because something is cool. There's plenty of fucking cool watches. Every watch that comes out now is amazing. So it's just it used to be amazing watches and a lot of garbage. But that's no longer true. Everything that comes out now is amazing. It's like everything that comes out is so freaking cool. Like I like every watch that comes out, right? It's hard to choose. And like if every when everything is so good, what do you do? You know? Billy. Yeah, I would say sell all watches that are meaningless to you and just get some good stuff that means some. Hey Sean.
Peace. How are you, Timmy?
Hey. I'm freezing over here.
It's
You know?
sunny.
Yeah,
Look. Hey,
you
Timmy,
guys are living the dream.
you should come to Olympics in LA in 2028, baby. We should do a watch get together.
Yeah, I think so. I
Yeah.
think it's also like because I've never been to the Olympics. I've never even considered going to the Olympics, but I
Hmm.
think it's a cool experience. It's something. It's such an event because like I remember watching Olympics ever since I was a kid. It's always been like a part of a conversation. So I
Yeah.
definitely want to attend. And
No,
I
it's
think I
great.
was
It's great. You have international crowd there. You can root for United States or whoever you whichever country you're rooting for, and it's all in and it goes back years. So no, it's all good. You should definitely do that.
Sean, you're cutting out a little bit. Yeah,
Can you
yeah,
hear me?
definitely. Cutting out a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. No,
I'm
it would
gonna
be
I'm
really
gonna
cool.
uh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put myself on mute, and I'm gonna put myself on mute. I'm gonna listen to you. I'm out and about, and I'll jump on if I have any comments that I need
Sure.
to make. I hope we'll get better reception. Still cutting in and out.
Sure. If internet comes back and you get better reception. Yeah, because you're cutting in and out. It's hard. It's hard, guys.
Yeah, I'm
Sometimes.
gonna mute myself. Just be in the background, and then yeah. Sorry about
Cool.
that. But I'll be on to my mute.
So it's actually happening, Sean. Right? The Olympics in LA. Whoa. God.
LA before, and I remember my friend and I planned. We thought it's going to be crazy, so we planned to go.
Oh, we lost. We lost Sean. So it's actually happening. Very cool. Cool to hear. I didn't think we would have Olympics in the United States again, but that's cool. Out of all the countries, I think it would be very also very good opportunity for LA to kind of clean up and renovate large parts of the city. Cuz like that's what they I think usually do. Like they could use the coming of Olympics as like an excuse to repair like a lot of the streets, a lot of the neighborhoods. Obviously, there's also going to be a lot of damage that's caused by uh, by the arrival of large groups of people. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Um, Doctor LM says, what's the future plan for the Grossman? Your favorite, your forever dress watch. Oh, I'm gonna list it on Barossa for sale, and I think I'm gonna give it to um the Horology by the Sea, maybe on consignment. Horology. They sold a couple of these in the past. Let's see here. What do they got right now? Pre-owned. Here we go. They sold, I think, two or three of the Grossmans in the past for some decent price, like 20, 25K. Oh, there you go. See this one. This sold a long time ago for 25K, and since then, the prices for the Grossman have gone up. So I'd give it to them. European watch company said they didn't want to take a look at it because it's too difficult to sell, and I think they told me that the one that they had sold came back and needed to be resold. It's just really annoying. The guy that bought the Grossman returned it because he said, "Oh, it's hard to read." It's not really hard to read, but yeah, it was unfortunate return there. Um, Thank you for the upvote. Time flies. Brutal connection, however, beautiful weather in LA. I know, right? It's LA is living the dream, man. This this winter storm that's coming and going to hit New York. It's already like hitting with the freezing weather. Let's see. It's 17 degrees right now, guys. 17. It's going to be 14 in the morning. Damn. Let's see. Sunday, we're going to have 27 and snow. Monday, snow. So Sunday, Monday is going to be snow. Then we're going to be back by Saturday, 25. Wow, that's not good. It's not good, guys.
No, but Monday is the snowstorm. That's I wonder. We
Yeah.
already asked the people can come to work or not.
Oh, really?
Monday is the huge.
They're shutting down. They're gonna.
No, we're not shutting down, but
Yeah.
they asked that just
Maybe
just possible, just try to come to work.
they're telling you guys to come to work. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about are you guys telling the patients to maybe not schedule Monday and
No,
Sunday,
I
like
mean it's
to avoid?
up to patient, but it's not totally shutting down. But like, but we not leaving the Manhattan. He's
Hmm.
leaving the my friend is upstate. So if the road is like just like too much snow,
Yeah.
she cannot drive to come. And
Yeah.
me, if the MTA is closing, they're not running, then I cannot go to work. Like so, we really not sure.
Hmm.
And my maid is living in the New Jersey, so she's not sure either. So it's
Yeah.
totally. But they asking just try to come if possible. But Monday is a huge storm, snowstorm.
Yeah. Yeah. It's coming. Big storm, guys. The winter is coming, right? It's gonna be like the Game of Thrones over here. Andrew McQueen says, I've only been looking at vintage watches the last few years. The hype ones haven't appealed to me. Yeah, I think it's because of the like in the past there was like crappy watches and then there were good watches. And it was much more easier to get excited about the good watches because by contrast with the crappy ones, you thought you were getting a lot of value. But now there's just so much good quality watches. Everything is like really good quality. Like even like look at this Zenith, the Zenith Defy, right? Okay, fair enough that it's it's ugly, but look at the quality, right? Like it's undeniable that this is a really high quality construction watch, right? Look at the buckle. It has like this star design that intertwines with the star design on the other side. The movement is still the iconic uh, El Primero movement, 100 meters water resistance, right? And even like the finish on the movement, everything is pretty solid. And that's not even, I mean, it's a couple of years old, but there's so much good stuff. You know, ever since like Black Bay 58, I think in many ways opened the floodgates to good watches. There's years before Black Bay 58 and then there's post Black Bay 58. When Black Bay 58 came out, that's when the like all the brands really started taking watchmaking seriously. They invested a lot of money into like CNC machines, into hiring and training staff, and it's just the quality has really gone up. And because of that, like you know, Jared Perigo is the perfect example. Look at this. That's borderline same level as the AP. And I've handled these ceramic Jared Perigos. It's just as good. The ceramic is of really high quality. It's got certain density to it. It's got the heft, and it's the real deal. Look at the finish. I actually I actually prefer it to the AP ceramic. If I was gonna be honest, it's just it's so cool. Like AP is cool as well. I think there's one here. Look, that's 22. Let's see, it was 22, 42 mil, 2021. Right, that's for 4 years ago. That's 22,000. Okay, now from the AP, I think they had like a girly one. Okay, there's one. Oh, that's a wow. That's the ladies ceramic black dial AP. 34 mil for 62,500. Like look at that. Look at the movement actually. You see it? That's is this watch worth 3 times the price of the Jared Perigo? At least Jared Perigo is like a men's watch. This is a ladies watch. The bracelet is very similar. Yeah, it's the iconic Gerald Genta design, right? So I guess you are paying for the iconic design, but the tapisserie dial, I have kind of grown out of just really hyping it. So yeah, it's so much cool stuff. Then we got Laurent Ferrier, Green Dial OP. Let's see what else. What else is going on here? The Land Dweller, Titanium Offshore. Oh, There's the Tim G watch. Shout out to Tim G. Thank you for the upvote. Dean says, "Hope you enjoyed the Stonehenge and the gallery." Yes, I did. It was incredible. Actually, freaking incredible. The Stonehenge changed my life. It's such a powerful thing to see. So powerful. I took some pictures that I put on my IG. Stonehenge was insane, and I had my Speedy on. It's got very nostalgic. So cool. Yeah, it's an impossible structure, right? You sit there and you're like, "Damn, that's how the heck did they build it?" There was some bullshit explanation on the audiobook. It had some pictures like, "Oh yeah, they had the cows pulling these things." Yeah, thousands of miles. Are you for real? Man, I would have loved like when I was standing there, I was like, fuck, it would be so cool to actually like time travel 4,000 years in time and to see what the hell was going on here. What society, what shape did the society take place here, you know? But then again, maybe it was like a time traveler or some kind of an alien that brought some technology and helped them get this done. And then that technology was lost. The society imploded. Like Rome fell, right? And so, in the same way, I think whichever society was dominating this place fell as well, right? That's why nobody knows. There's no books. Like they did this without books, without math. Like what the fuck? It doesn't even make any sense, guys. Come on. Come on. They had no system of writing. What the fuck? How were they able to direct all these people to do the work if they had no writing system to like say, okay, we're gonna get Billy, Bob, and Dwayne to go down to like they say that some of the parts of the some of these parts were carved out of like Wales or something. And Wales is like miles away. It's miles. So what they had those guys and there was no like without paperwork, how did anybody knew what roles there were assigned, right? Like we take this stuff for granted, right? But like this we have contracts, right? We got job assignments. You're telling me they did this without any kind of paperwork and stuff? Makes no sense. I call bullshit. I call bullshit. It's just no, it was amazing. It was amazing. It was amazing to be there and like realize there were other society, not just people, like completely other society that was here. And they were looking at these stones, right? Like how many people have saw these stones? And some suggest that they explain that the stones are aligned in a particular way so that when a like for example see here the midwinter sunset happens, like you'll be able to see the sunset um, through the stones. So the stones are arranged to with the sun and the stars, I guess. It's really really cool. It's like a modern modern clock. But like, why do it out of these kind of stones unless you wanted it to last forever? I guess maybe they were thinking that this is gonna last forever, right? And then like, okay, this is ancient technology. It lasts. It lasted 4,000 years. Modern iPhones, modern time telling devices that we think are so advanced can barely last 2 years. It's a joke. It's a joke. So I loved it. I really did. Aliens at work. It fucking had to be. It's just no way. No way that it wasn't. It's just it make no sense. Especially being there like that close and seeing how big the stones are. I just, I lost it. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Now, I always thought that these people that believe in aliens and and stuff, all the skeptics or the conspiracy theorists, I always thought that these people like they just had something wrong with them. And a lot of them, I don't think they even visited this stuff in person. They just kind of engaged for the fun of it. But like, I thought they were crazy. But being there, you go, "Fuck, this is unexplainable." Because if we could do this, we would have done it, right? It would be more. Now, if we were gonna make something like this again, it would be out of styrofoam. Like literally, I have a neighbor over here in Brooklyn. His fence is made of styrofoam. That's a joke. That's like, how could you have a fence made of styrofoam? That's like actually insane. That is insane thing to do. The Wiz Khalifa building in Dubai is a little more impressive. I don't know. How long is that gonna stand? That's the problem with Dubai. We were staying actually. See, we were staying in the old part of Dubai. We're staying in this like, really old building. That's where our Airbnb was in, and that place is aging rapidly, guys. Just being so close to the ocean, the humidity there, and the changes in temperature, it just really wears out those buildings. They're gonna have to like tear it all down soon. Like that's why like just Dubai was cool. I would not recommend buying property there. Rent and get out. Go make your money, rent or stay or like get Airbnb or share with somebody, split, but like don't buy. I wouldn't be buying property there. That's insane. That buying property over there is nah, it's ridiculous. People did things over generations, not overnight. But how would they plan it? You know what I mean? Like over generations, like nowadays generations are like gone, right? People don't do things over generations anymore. People don't even live together with their parents or with their family. Everybody is just all split up. Maybe like staying with relatives was important. I don't know. But like, you know, modern projects, they usually take a couple of years, like 1 or 2 years, 2, 3 years. There's a quick turnaround rate. How would they do this over what, like 50 years? It's tough. I don't know. I just I don't see it. I don't see how they and they can't. I don't know. I can't explain it. Andrew McQueen says Albury is supposed to be older than Stonehenge, and worth a visit too. Let's see here. You guys, this is amazing that there's these things in UK, which is an island, but ancient there's no ancient type of monuments in in Europe. You know what I mean? Like other parts of Europe, like France, Italy, do they have like monuments like this from thousands and thousands of years ago? I don't think so, right? Oh, Albury. Wow, this looks amazing as well. Looks very similar, actually. Similar but smaller scale. Hey, check this out. Albury. Look at that. Wow. There's like different shapes. I guess maybe when they were planted, they were same shape, and then they over the years they got worn out. Look at that. Got some sheep there. Hmm. Interesting. Again, they got some kind of patterns going on. I guess there's more mysterious stuff like this in South America than Europe. In Europe, there's a lot more action has been going down in Europe. Ugh, I'm a little bit sick. I walked out today to get lunch. It was so cold. I feel like I'm getting sick. Ridiculous. Yeah, look at that the size of this stone. Get the fuck out of here. How did they bring it? How? How? Come on. Come on, guys. There's no way. Look at that. Like what? How? There's no modern technology that can move a stone like this. No modern technology could do it. It is impossible. And yet somehow they move these stones. Psh. Oh, hey, shout out to No Fold. Timmy Two Tone. Hell yeah. A two tone Timmy. Two tone Timmy. I gotta be honest, I'm gonna start believing in flat earth soon because some of this stuff is just too unexplainable. Maybe the flat earthers are onto something. Maybe the earth is actually flat. I mean, because this is insane. This is insane. No sane person believes that people 4,000 years ago were able to move stones this size with ease and just arrange them wherever they want. Come on, that's yeah. Come on, more than 4 years and keep going. Hell yeah, hell yeah. And we're not stopping anytime soon. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. People would dedicate their lives to the good of the future of mankind. It's crazy. Now that's unheard of. Yeah, now it's the opposite. It's all about the destruction and well now now we're coming to the end, right? This is back in the day, everybody that lived on these islands, they thought that was the world to them, right? The island of the United Kingdom island, that was the entire world, right? They didn't have the technology to leave the island and be able to come back with ease, right? All those the Greek islands, right? That was the mini world for them as well. Every island was like its own country, its own little nation that they that they ruled, and then they got combined into the country. But those were all individual countries. And now we got all these different people, and think there's going to be one USSR. Well, look, we had the Ottoman Empire that tried to dominate the world, but that was a little bit too early. Then the Roman Empire, they at least had the roads, right? They had the roads, they had the writing, they had all the good stuff. They give it a try. Then the French gave it a run to try and dominate the world. They had the muskets, right? They had some good weapons there. That was a good attempt. Then the Russians tried with the Soviet Union. Soviet Union was like an attempt to get enough countries together to create a superpower. And the Hitler tried. He had the tanks and like really good weapons, really advanced weapons. And now we got United States. United States is going to try to dominate the world, right? Take the Venezuela, that's the oil supply. Take the Greenland, that's your natural minerals. Take Canada, that's even more minerals. And then try to conquer. We're already kind of conquering the whole world with the technology, right? Everybody's using iPhones, right? iPhones and kind of Western phone phones in a way. China is doing same thing as United States. They built ports around the world in every country. Apparently, China has built ports, so every country is kind of reliant on the Chinese like port network. What do they call it? Yeah. So it's going to be interesting who's gonna successfully, and what's the pretense they're going to use to basically conquer the whole world. But that's where it's all going, right? I think Israel is trying to do it as well because they're trying to take control of the Middle East. Uh, so so yeah, so we'll see it. We'll see. It'll be interesting where it goes. It's fun. It's fun to watch the politics and stuff right now. It's like a sport. Um, let's see. What's Tim gassing on about? All right. Well, look, I visited the oldest clock you can say in the world, right? What is Stonehenge if not a type of a clock? It's a timekeeping device. It has a complication. It tells you when the midwinter sunset and midwinter sunrise is, right? It's a clock with a single complication. Maybe there was more complications, right? It also had it also had, I think, a sacrifice podium. So it's like two complications. It's a clock that tells you 2 points in time, and yeah, with two complications. Canada is a landfill area. It's actually like a national park or something. Let's see here. New Grange in Ireland is at least 1,000 years older than the Stonehenge. So the New Grange is like Stonehenge 1.0, and then the Stonehenge is like the improved with more complications, right? It's like a more advanced version of the clock. I wonder how they picked out the location, right? Because the location matters. Just like being there. Now, also, location might have been different, right? Because over time, that surrounding area has changed probably a lot. I don't like for a second I thought that maybe it was identical to when I was there, but chances are it was chances are it looked a little like different. They may have been more trees. They may have been they may have been entire villages surrounding this, right? But all the houses were made of wood and stuff. So over the years, if the empire collapsed because of some kind of civil war, then it all just disappeared. So yeah, so it was cool. It was cool to see it. Chelsea. It's a portal to South Pole. Mm. Are portals real? They have to be, right? There's got to be a way to do a portal. Because I think once we discover how to do a portal, then we'll be able to travel to other planets. Because that's like literally the most efficient way, right? Because that's the biggest challenge of traveling, right? It just takes too long. But if you can like go to Mars, set up a exit portal over there, and then you could just bring people in, take people out. It would make travel so easy. I think that's what we need to start working on: portal technology. Hey Billy, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate the sticker. Thank you for the sticker. What happened? What happened to all the super chats today? Uh yeah, look, it's hard. It is. It is tough. What can I say? No fault. We live in the clock, Timmy. Time to wake up. Well, that's the universe. What? Right? That's what the universe is. It's just a big clock, big time telling device. Just tells the time from the beginning of the universe till maybe there's an end. It's gotta end though, right? I heard this quote that Jimmy Carr made. It was some kind of comedy show, and he heard it from somebody else. But when I was in England, I was getting a lot of British stuff. YouTube was serving me all kinds of British stuff. And Jimmy Carr, he's freaking hilarious. And he was retelling, I think it was a AC/DC quote. Somebody was asking him about God. And he's like, yeah, I don't believe in God, but he said, but I believe in this quote. And he was telling this quote, basically said that God is the word for the blanket that covers up God, right? So like, so whatever the entity is, it's covered up in the blanket. We don't know what it is. So there might be some type of thing, but the blanket that that entity is covered with is God. Is what God is. It's a very interesting quote because there could be, and maybe there is some type of a thing that's going on. Who fucking knows? I mean, but you see Stonehenge, and you go, "Fuck, how, how did they do it?" And yeah, and it would be interesting to see what's going on some other planets in the galaxy because there's so many planets, right, guys? There's so many planets. The galaxy is so vast, and it would be really cool to someday see what's going on some of those other planets if we'll ever get a chance to do it. Go live stream Sunday evening if you get at least 9 inches of snow. Oh, you guys would love to see some snow in New York City, in Manhattan, like a snowfall in the city. That could be cool. That'd be freaking cold, but yeah, we'll see. That's a good idea, Jonathan. Good idea. I'll consider it. A lot of people are getting a call from the Rolex AD and the people are turning them down. Well, you know what? That's why Rolex has created the land dweller. It's perfect timing because they might turn down Datejust and other stuff, but I think nobody's turning down the land dweller. And they might oversaturate the market, but I think like even I would buy a land dweller below retail if it went down, you know. And I think Rolex is going to be really pushing the land dweller because that's the watch that they can very easily sell. So, and yeah, right now it's going above retail, but it might not be going above retail for long. But at least for the next couple of years, it's still going to be going above retail. See, New Grange has a burial chamber that only gets illuminated through a small crystal window above the entrance at the sunrise on the winter solstice. Unbelievable engineering for something 5,000 years old. Exactly, right? So they did that without writing, without mathematics. Like, how the hell? 5,000 years ago, they built this structure that's is essentially a time keeping device. I know they say that it's so that they could farm like more effectively, like knowing when during the year. But also like that's an amazing observation, right? Like that these people have to have been watching the stars and like recording. They had to know like days. They had to have given names to to the days to have come to that realization that okay, there is a pattern here, right? They recognize the pattern and they created a structure that helps them identify that important start to the pattern. Do you think all planets are flat, Timmy? That's funny. Yeah, no, you know, I think the biggest giveaway that the Earth is circular. It's actually on it's on the wristwatch, right? Like, let me show you. So the reason I think that the Earth is circular is because of the moon, right? Because the moon, if you look at the moon phase, let's see. Let me pull up a watch with the moon phase. Okay, here we go. Here's a paddock. Perfect. See, the moon phase, the phases of the moon, right? It's got the moon, it's a circle, right? Or a cutout of a circle. And that cutout is circular, right? Because the cutout, when you can't see the whole moon, it's because it's behind our planet, right? And so what happens, the shadow from Earth is projected onto the moon. And that shadow has a curve to it. So it means the Earth has to be it has to be circular, most likely a sphere. I mean, maybe it's flat like a disc, like a coin, but no, it has to be circular, right? That's the only explanation. It's the only way you can get the phases of the moon like that, right? Because it's the projection, right? Let's see. Let me find the video. Uh, Earth. Let's see. Earth shadow on the moon. Here we go. Perfect. Let's see.
I have here two wiffle balls, one the size of a regulation baseball, the other the size of a regulation softball. I've got this one attached to a string hanging down in front of the screen. I have a bright floodlight here that is larger than either one of these. And I'm going to move this wiffle ball, the larger one, to represent the Earth in front of the smaller one, which is the moon. Now, technically, when a lunar eclipse occurs, it's the moon that moves, not the Earth, but it doesn't really matter for purpose of our demonstration here. If you want to argue about that, we can talk about that later. I'm going to bring it in from the top, and watch as it does this. The shape of the shadow is a curve, and as it moves off, it is also a curve.
Yeah.
And I can bring it in
Mm.
from other directions, like a partial eclipse. Again, it's not just a curve, it is the part of a circle.
Yeah.
Part of a circle.
So that's why I think it has to be. Although I
Well, this
mean, like
goes back
we
to
got, you know, I think there's other ways that they could prove it, but I think just in solar terms,
Aristotle, 3500, 350 BC.
and because also we get to see that shape on the wristwatch, right? That's every moon phase has this thing where it shows the state in which the moon is, and that represents how much of the moon is blocked off by the shadow from the earth. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that the proof that the earth is spherical is on the moon phase wristwatch. I always thought that was a fascinating thing. Anyways, unfortunately, I don't think that the planet is flat, but I would have loved to. I would have loved to, but maybe it is. I don't. What are we? I haven't flown to space, right? I haven't been to the moon and had a chance to look down at the Earth and actually say, without a shadow of a doubt, but it would be hard to keep such a conspiracy going for so long. I just don't see the benefit in hiding, like if whatever the government officials and stuff. Look at what happened with the Epstein files, right? They were the government was supposed to, you know, they had the government official hide part of the text, right? So this is what I find funny, right? They were trying to what are they redact the document, right? Because to prevent prevent certain information from coming out, right? So they had these parts redacted, but people found out that if you just copy and paste the redacted areas and paste them into Notepad, it unredacts it. So this is what I mean. Like, I don't think the Earth is flat. This is another proof that the Earth can't be flat because of the government. Um, what's it called? Just just like the incompetence in the government. They can't if they can't properly redact a document, how the hell are they able to keep such a conspiracy going for so long? It's just not possible, right? I just don't think it's possible. They're too stupid. There's just people are just too dumb to be able to get away with such a thing. It would have been amazing if they did, but I just don't think that there's enough people who are so smart to be able to keep this lie going for this long. Mr. GMT says flat earthers say there's a dome on the earth. So what? So it's not flat. It's like a half a s- half a sphere. It's too complicated. But look, if anything, I think that the fact that they weren't able to redact stuff properly, like if they had if they were keeping the stuff away, and also there's all these other governments, right? You got governments in Europe. Okay, so maybe let's say United States was hiding the fact that the Earth is, let's say Earth is flat. United States keeping it a secret, but why would European countries keep it a secret? Why would China keep this secret as well? Why would North Korea? You would think that some of these countries that hate United States would reveal the truth and say, "Ha! United States have been lying to you. The Earth, like, I would see, I could see how you know some rogue regimes, right? Like Iran would reveal it, right? They've got a lot of advanced technology. Russia would do it. Like Putin, if United States was lying about the shape of the Earth, Putin would reveal the true shape. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? I don't know. I think that's just what content is Tim giving us here. We're talking watches. It's all watch related. I think watch and timekeeping related. The universe is wrapped around a massive fireball. Matter gets sucked in via black holes. Thus, it expands. It's wrapped around a massive fire. But what's the fireball? Where did the fireball came from? Also, I heard that it's possible that we live inside a black hole. Like the universe could be inside a black hole. But then, how did this black hole start, right? And what's outside of the black hole? Is it like an ever expanding? Because I think there's a limit to how small it gets, right? We've got some measuring tools that we're able to measure um, smaller particles like atoms, and then the particles that atoms are made out of. I think we've got to. We know that like atoms don't have like any life on them, right? Yeah. Tim strikes me more of a hollow Earth guy versus flat Earth. Hollow Earth. No, but then it would like implode on itself when then like this crust. I mean, it's like an eggshell, and then inside it's hollow. Mm, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. Daniel Katz says he has a small black hole. It's an ulcer. Ooh. I thought you were talking about your ass, Daniel. I got I got a black hole right here. Oh, Stonehenge is just a big compass. Well, but it is a timekeeping device. It's a compass. It's not really a compass, right? Because compass tells direction. Um, it shows direction, whereas whereas Stonehenge tells you when it's a specific day of the year, right? Because we know that Earth rotates around the sun at a very specific rate, uh, and then that pattern reappears over and over and over. The bigger question is where Godzilla is hiding, and the Sasquatch, right? Where's the Sasquatch? I miss the Sasquatch. These new conspiracy theories are very cool. I miss the good old days, the JFK assassination, the 9/11, the the Sasquatch, UFOs. Monday. Let me explain to you why the USA has no intention to take over the world. I think secretly every country has that intention. Like, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to have that intention? The countries that can probably should. It just makes perfect sense. Why wouldn't you? The Roman Empire tried to do it, right? Okay, certain countries won't be able to because they're just not in the position. Uh, like European countries, they could take over the world through, but they would do it through like United Nations, right? United Nations is a way of combining multiple countries into a single country. And then like over time it just becomes NATO, like the entire region just gets called NATO. That's what happened to Greece, right? Greece wasn't an individual country. And even like traveling Italy, right? Like going to Italy was another like big mind opening uh trip for me because those were all different countries. Freaking, Milan, uh Milan, Rome, Venice. That wasn't all part of Italy. There was no such thing as Italy. Those were all different. Each city was like its own country back in the day. And then they got unified in order to fight bigger threats. The Rome was a single country, right? Because they had like a centralized government. Germany, same thing. Germany, it it it's like different like provinces that got combined into uh, a state of Germany. So I think that's kind of what's happening with the European Union. But unfortunately for European Union, it's too weak. They don't have enough authority over over the countries that make up the union, right? It's not like like United States. United States is kind of like the European Union, right? Except we got different states, but the federal government has it has a stronger authority over each state. Like it supersedes federal. There's federal supersedes the state government. Like the state government might pass something, but federal supersedes it. European Union doesn't supersede the countries, the individual countries. That's why it's basically useless. It's it's just a waste of time. They have to For it to actually work, they have to basically give up individual autonomy and like somehow structure European Union like the United States is structured, where the UN laws supersede each individual country laws. We'll see. Eventually, they might have to do it. Like China is becoming extremely powerful. China definitely wants to dominate the world. Why wouldn't they? They've got the population, they've got the resources, the technology. India might try to go for it. We'll see. Like it is interesting what's happening. It's just a matter of time. Boom, there you go. Let's see. Let's see what else we've got here in the watch space. Just looking over, just checking more watches, guys. Look at this. These Speedmasters, Speedies are cool. Cartier, that's a cool Cartier right here. Wow. Yeah, I like this one. This is probably my favorite Cartier right now. That's freaking cool. Blacked out on the rubber strap. Comes with leather strap as well. If this was medium size, I think it would be perfect. Like without a date, it'd be just perfect. NATO and Europe as a whole is over culturally, economically. Yeah, they would have to basically. It's gonna happen someday. Russia. See, Russia. Actually, I didn't realize how weak Russia was, because their inability to take out Ukraine just really, it's just Putin has completely embarrassed himself with that. And it basically did not force a stronger union for the European countries. But like if Putin was able to wipe out Ukraine in like a week, they might have actually had to uh, basically create a stronger governing authority that supersedes the countries underneath them. Tim just came back from UK and I think he likes it, so it's not so bad. And uh, wait, what do I like? I like Europe. Europe is amazing. Daniel Katz, $2.79 super chat. Daniel may take over the state of cats. Damn. There's gonna be it's gonna be like this: the United States, the United countries of North America, and then the United State of Cats above it, superseding it all. The state of cats. Oh yes, yes. I heard about this, guys. Check this out. This is interesting. Uh, so at first, this is breaking news actually in the wristwatch space. Another big piece of breaking news. According to King Flum on Substack, the plot thickens that Tag Heuer, Antoine Pin, was targeted by an internal investigation within LVMH for moral and sexual harassment triggered by employees. Wowzers, guys, that is brutal. What the hell did he do? We know that like it's really like easy to get fired nowadays, especially at a big company like that. So I can't believe he made such a mistake, or maybe he was set up. I Apparently he left on good terms. They parted ways right before LVMH Watch Week. I think there's a LVMH Watch Week that's going on right now, and he was like he left. He said he's leaving, and so this is a very much a leak, and I think they did it. You know, obviously he did something, but nothing. I guess kind of nothing that I guess that was so big that they like fired him with prejudice. Just looks like for everybody's sake, somebody probably got a big payout. Some of the employees, right? And then everybody was just let go to avoid a uh, a publicity nightmare. Hey James M, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Watch advice. I have a Rolex Datejust 2 116300 lavender dial, but the dial is difficult to read unless loomed. Thinking of changing the dial out at the AD to a blue indice dial with white markers. I'm not sure you could do that. I don't think you could do that anymore. At least I know that used to be like a thing back in the day. Hey, Sean, welcome
Hey,
back.
brother. Is the connection better?
Yes, yes, it is. Uh, can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Trying to pull up a digest here with a lavender dial. Okay, let's see. I think I found it. Is this what you're talking about? So It's kind of hard to see, but I think, yeah, no, maybe it's not. Sean, I can't hear you. Can't hear you. It's kind of hard to see, but the hour indices are filled with lavender colored loom. I kind of like it, to be honest. It's very unique. It's like a racing dial with the numbers going around the circle, and then when they actually go upside down. So if you look here, like the 6 looks like a 9, but that's a 6 because it's upside down. It's like literally upside down. You see? That's pretty freaking cool. Uh, what do you mean it's hard to read? It looks quite legible, to be honest. Let's see. Let's see how the loom is on this thing. Oh, the loom is nice as well. Look at that blue loom. Hey, Sean. Sean, you're back. Yeah, you cut out. Oh, no, no audio again. Damn. Just we have bad weather over here. How's your internet cutting out? Maybe maybe you're losing audio because it's connecting the Bluetooth in the car. That's a possibility. Uh oh, hello. Mm, no, yeah, it's just a little bit of static there coming through and cutting out, Sean. Unfortunately. Hello, hello. Oh, can hear a little bit now. No, no, unfortunately, it cut out. Yeah, I kind of like it. I don't. I don't know. I don't think it's that illegible. It's actually quite legible, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Is this an illegible watch? I've seen more illegible stuff. Uh, at least you have loom. There's some of these datejusts that have no loom. But switching out the dial, this dial has so much character. I think if you switch it out, at least you know what? Like, I have a problem with Datejust too. It just somehow, it's just proportions are somehow they seem a little bit off. But with this racing dial, I don't mind it. It actually looks really cool. Hey, Sean. Hello.
I hope this is the last chance.
All
Is this
right.
better?
All right. This is way better.
I've been moving around trying to find the right spot. Well, I was gonna jump on and say let's talk about watches, but you already have started, so that's good.
Yes, I got a question. Question from a viewer.
Yes.
Yeah, check it out. This a viewer here is asked wants some advice. James wants some advice on this Datejust 2 with a
Uh huh.
racing dial, with a lavender fill-ins. He says that uh, it's uh, it's illegible. He says he doesn't like how I guess it's not legible enough for him. It's a little bit difficult to read. He finds it difficult to read, and he's thinking of changing the dial to a blue dial with indices. Basically, like a Datejust, like a blue dial Datejust with sticks. But
So he,
what do
he
you think?
already has he already has this and he wants to change it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Aside from the legibility, does it like everything else on the style?
Yeah. I like it actually. Because I may have seen it in the past, like once or twice, but this is not a very common dial. Actually
It's not
looks
because I have racing dial on my Daytona, but the Daytona is a
yeah,
40-year watch, and
yeah.
that's why I wanted to ask him. I mean, I like the racing dial,
Hmm.
But if you're looking for a date just, perhaps date just is more dressy than uh, sporty, I guess. Although it is a versatile watch, right? It's a great
Hmm.
watch. That's you can have that, and you can dress it up. You can dress it down. You can wear it sporty. You can wear it with a suit. But that's why I asked him: is he okay with the rest of the dial, or does he have issues with the way the numbers are, the racing dial itself?
I think because like looking at the watch over here, I kind of understand what he's talking about because he's got this silver dial, right? It's a silver dial, and
Yeah,
then the racing numbers, they're made of white gold. So you've got like silver on silver, and then just a little hit of lavender in the loom of the hour indices. If now here I'll put on the blue dial with the sticks, and you can see how much more contrasty
yeah,
that is
yeah.
because you got white indices on the blue. Um, so it just
Now,
pops
if you
a
ask
lot
me,
more.
if you ask me, if you have no indices, as long as the hands contrast the dial, you can tell the time.
Hmm.
You really don't need the indices to tell the time, right? You need the hands to be visible or have enough contrast. That's why I asked the question I asked. Now, obviously on the other one, the watch that he has, the contrast between the hands and the dial, it makes it a little bit tougher to read. The numbers or the indices, that's secondary to me. I think it's whether or not he likes if he's talking about legibility, obviously you're right. The silver or the champagne or silvery dial against the hands, there's enough contrast. So if he had a blue dial like he wants, and he had the racing dial with a blue color dial, would he be happy with it, or is it just because he can read it at the same time he's not too crazy about the racing dial on a date just? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So yeah. So I personally like the racing dial on a sportier watch, like a chronograph. Um, I think it's pretty neat the way it goes around. I love it on my watch. Um, if he's gonna change the dial then and go with the blue, then my preference would be just the sticks, like you said.
Mhm. Yeah, it's just, looking at it because it's a date just too. The sticks are really big, and I don't know, it's just the proportions to me
I,
look a
I'm with you. It
little bit
loses it
off.
loses the it loses the elegance, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It loses a
Yeah,
little bit
yeah.
of elegance. Yeah, it becomes a little bit. They're like cumbersome. It's a little bit chunky for what that watch. But it's an elegant watch, right?
Yeah.
It's an
Yeah,
elegant
exactly.
watch.
And with
Yeah,
with the blue dial and these sticks, it's so big. It's a little bit too
yeah.
legible if you ask me. But a blind person could tell the time on this date just
It
to be
looks
honest.
it's like you wearing suit and then you putting on chunky hookah the sport shoes that
Yes.
you wear. You know what I mean? That's how it
Yeah.
just sticks out. Literally, it
Yeah.
sticks out.
Yeah. 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 It's a
Yeah.
little bit too much. Whereas you look here, oh, I- it somehow it looks really
Uh,
nice.
yeah, I'm with you on that. But I understand the blue dial, but yeah, the proportion. At least these numbers are not like. I mean, they're large. They're not small, but there's some kind of a the style to them. I guess it goes a little bit better. But I personally, on an elegant watch, because I'm not even a Roman numeral kind of fan either. I just
Mhm.
like on a dress watch. I prefer very subtle, like little like nipples, like or or
Yeah.
sticks. You know what I mean? So something that's not, it's just subtle. I like subtleness in a dress watch.
Hmm.
Now, this I think this makes this watch a little bit sportier, but I'm
Yes.
with you based on what you said. If you're gonna get stick indices between the chunky one and the racing dial, I guess I prefer this.
Yeah. Right. Uh,
Yeah.
I I kind of really like it, to be honest. This lavender. It's just somehow it's kind of cool, to be honest. I've
Question
never.
for you:
Yeah.
have you seen Adrian Barker had a couple of good uh, sh- what do you go videos that he posted that raised the question. He was talking about paring down his collection and his taste. He started with vintage, then he went to modern. Now most of his watches are modern, and he was posing the question: should he? He's getting tired of some of the watches he has,
Hmm.
including Omega and so forth. And then he was asking a question going to vintage or not. So I was going to pose that to you and ask you. Now you've never been into vintage, right? But are you a little bit tired of the modern watches that are coming out? Are you like, okay, you're getting a little bit bored with the stuff coming out, and a little bit maybe I don't want to use the word discouraged, but kind of like lost interest.
That's kind of, I started today's episode uh, kind of pondering that question, because I think it's because all modern watches are so good. There's no there's like no contrast. But
What
at
what
least
what's so good about them? Let me ask you that. Why are they so good versus the stuff from neo vintage or vintage stuff?
um yeah, I
Are you
think it's
talking about
because,
mechanicals, make movements, or you're
yeah,
talking
like
about
finishing, the
really?
movements. Yeah, yeah. It's just I think because, like, a lot of these brands, they used to make really, like, the watches were not of this high quality.
What what what
Like
what 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 price range? What brands are you comparing between
well,
the
I'm
old and
I'm
the new?
saying, like, for example, you look at the Richemont catalog, right? All the Richemont brands, they're all pretty similar quality. So for
So
example.
let me ask you a question. An Omega Speedmaster from the 80s and 70s. Aside from the bracelet and all that, like Rolex with a bracelet, do you think like the Speedmaster? Do you think the quality has gone up with the new Speedmasters?
No, I think Omega has always been a high quality watch. I think they've pretty much stayed the same. But other brands have caught up to Omega. So like Tag Heuer, I feel like they
I
caught up
agree.
to Omega.
I
Okay.
agree on that. I agree on
IWC,
that.
they caught up to Omega. Uh what else? Like you have just so many of these other brands. It used to be those other brands, they were inferior to Omega. But
Okay, so
now they're
so
so
one that
close.
okay, so let's now here if you're gonna go to Paddocks and all that stuff,
Mhm.
or even the like the brigades. In my opinion, there's some kind of a romance and softness and elegance. As much as I'm a lover of brigades, it's missing in the modern stuff. Even true with the Paddocks, right? In my opinion, all right, they become a little bit more industrial, right? In my opinion, it's just like cars. The modern cars, they go faster, they stop quicker, they're more reliable. But something about the cars from decades ago, um, the luster they had, the way they made you feel, they were less industrial. The modern stuff, as well, better finished and better manufactured as they may be, something is missing in them, right? So I'll tell you what my problem with the new watches coming out. And it's not one brand; it's just in general. I'm losing interest. it feels like there is a race to just come up with the next gimmickiest feature, so you set yourself apart. And the other thing that's really it's really I don't think it's good for the market is the pricing that they're putting on these watches. I mean, Adrian was, and I had no idea. Adrian was showing this beautiful Louis Vuitton. That finally Louis Vuitton has it was a watch that I go, okay, wow, this is interesting. This is really good. Um, but the only problem was it had Louis Vuitton on the dial, because I know Louis Vuitton is going from designer kind of fashion watch, sort of high end fashion watch, to that they're trying to really get into horological excellence. Still, their brand in the watch world, I don't think, has risen to the level of watches they're making, and it almost has an effect of, hey, if you remove the tag Hoyer emblem from the watch dial, the watches that they're putting out, and if you just go with Hoyer, I think it would be a little bit more appealing. It's the same kind of a thing. But finally, they came out with this beautiful watch that's gorgeous, gray dial, beautiful guilloche. The rose gold case is fantastic. It's just absolutely beautiful watch. But then when he talked about the price tag, you go, what the F? Do you know which watch I'm talking about?
Yes, I have it
How
on the
much it
screen right
went
now.
for? There you go. How much? How much? Tell everybody how much that watch is.
Actually, I don't know. But
It's over
my
three.
guess would
It's
be,
over. It was 300,000 pounds. I guess it was
oh
three
my
hundred
God.
thousand pounds.
Wow.
It's insane.
Hey, speaking of insane, Daniel Katz, welcome to the show.
Do
Yes,
you know
yes,
what's? Do you know what's insane, Timmy? We are the insane ones. He's the sane one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Think
put
about
it in my
that.
live. I put in my live chat. I put in my
How you doing,
live chat.
Daniel?
Not too bad. I put in my live chat after Sean mentioned that there's different ways you dress yourself up or something like that. So I
Yeah.
He's versatile, crazy, and incompetent. I saw you
Well,
were fixing
clumsy,
the
clumsy.
cupboards yet again.
Yes,
And
yes,
we,
yes.
we also have another super chat here from Mehdi. Mehdi, 5 pounds, sold my root beer and on to dial for an overseas Vacheron 4520 blue. Got those Toledo at retail. Wait, on to dial. Toledo at retail. I still have in the collection the Batman and Subdate 41.
So
That's
does he mean
beautiful.
Toledo, Ohio, out there? Is that where he did the deal in Toledo? Is that what he meant? In
And
Toledo, Ohio, it's near. It's a town in Ohio, I think.
I don't
Toledo?
think so, no, because he's
No,
from
something else.
UK. No, he's
There's a
from UK.
Toledo in Spain also. I've
Oh,
been there. It's a
oh,
beautiful city.
oh,
I don't know if that's what he's referring to.
oh,
Matthew seems like a paisan, my paisano.
oh,
Yes.
That Vacheron is a beautiful watch. Congratulations, man.
oh, good for
Be-
him.
be- be- beautiful collection as well.
Yeah, yeah, lovely.
And
Nice.
thank you
Yeah.
for the super chat. Is this the first time
That's a
he's
great move.
chatting?
I think so.
Yeah,
All right. Welcome to
I
the
think so.
community.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you for the super chat. Oh, it's a typo. He said he meant those two at retail.
I see.
Sub dial two tone. Okay, Submariner, two tone Submariner. So a
I
root
see.
beer and a Submariner. So I'm guessing a bluesy, maybe either a bluesy or well, that's great. That's a great move.
Yep.
Batman and a sub date. So that's
Yep.
that's really cool. Now he's got basically a Vacheron, which is a horology uh,
Exactly.
Yeah,
timepiece,
but
steel sports,
I'm just
right?
curious with Matey. Did you manage to do it without any money exchange? That the swap was complete, or did you have to pay extra for the VC? I'm just curious.
Basically, two $15,000 watches for one $30,000
Make
watch.
sense? I don't know my
I
prices.
I think mathematically it makes sense.
Okay, okay.
He's a man. Oh, and he got them at retail. So he got those two at
Oh,
retail.
Okay.
and then he swapped them.
Okay.
It was a black dial. Okay, so it was a black dial, two-tone sub, 41.
Oh, there
Uh
you go. He had that 3K. Okay, makes sense.
oh, and now he's selling the sub 41 date for dress watch. Had to add 3K
Oh,
for the.
that's
Oh,
for
okay,
this
so yeah,
deal. Oh, that's for
Oh,
this deal.
what is he gonna get? What is he gonna get? What dress watch?
I wonder.
You know, when somebody talks about time only watches, there's pure, man. I'm telling you, they're great watches. I mean, that's to me the ultimate complication is pure watch, two-hander or a three-hander. That's it. That's really all you need.
Yeah, yeah, just something simple, Calatrava, or
Yeah,
a
or anything.
Breguet.
Yeah, yeah. It's just so beautiful. I mean, there's even like if you look at the 1940s and 50s Omegas, they made some of the most beautiful time-only watches. You know.
A
Um,
gold Omega would be nice. Yeah,
yeah,
or
yeah,
like
they're
a
beautiful.
some kind of simple Lange or a Cartier, like a
Piaget. How
Cartier
about the
tank.
Piaget? How about the
Piaget, yeah,
Piaget?
Piaget
And
is
again,
great. You can
that
get a
was
lot of value there.
yeah, that's why I'm like circling back. I'm like, there are very few modern watches right now that really pique my interest. The vintage stuff, if you haven't looked at it, or neo vintage stuff, if you take a look at it, because we haven't looked at them for so long, they may be really refreshing for you, and they may be, as interesting, if not more, than the new stuff. And definitely, they still have that romance about them, the the vintage feel about them, and the prices are not so crazy. Freaking 300, over 300 grand for this Louis Vuitton. I mean, why? Can somebody tell me why?
Hype,
Just
I guess.
just because
My only explanation.
just because they figured we're a bunch of morons, and the higher they go, the more we're gonna hold this up and cherish it, and becomes a hype, and or just because they want to put a notch and say, here we go, we have a watch that's that high, so take us more serious. I mean, what the heck? I
Yeah.
mean, it's really it's like ridiculous, right?
You know what? It to me it looks like they're trying to basically create an alternative to a Philip Dufour, to Roger Smith, and like an alternative brand to also like Recep Recepi, right? Oh, those guys that were gonna get Recep Recepi or Philip Dufour, if they
Yeah.
can't get those, because those wait lists are like 10 years
That's
out,
bullshit.
sold out.
That's fake. That's fake. It's just like you saying, "Hey, come to Vegas. You don't
Yeah.
need to go to Europe. One day you can go to Paris casino. And then across the street you can go to Monte Carlo. Then you go, and that's not the same. Go to New York, New
Oh,
York.
wait,
You feel like you're in Manhattan,
hold on a
right?
second. I think I know why it's so expensive. It's also a minute repeater. So
But still, Timmy, over $300,000 for a Louis Vuitton.
yeah, yeah, like that's the prices. It's a minute repeater. Minute
Okay,
repeaters are
but
like
but I
300K.
I I know, but there are $150,000 minute repeaters too, right?
Yeah, there definitely are, but
What is the
they.
price on that? I thought it was over 300,000 sterling pound. What
Okay,
are they?
I'm checking right now. Let's see
Would you
here.
get a minute repeater by these guys, or would you get a Paddock, or would
Well,
you
You
get a
can't get a
VC?
Paddock. You can't get a Paddock minute repeater. That's
How
that's
much are the
why they're
VC?
doing
How much are the VC minute repeaters? How much are the Paddock?
Vacheron. Okay, I'm checking right now. Okay, here we go. The Paddock minute repeater is 620,000.
Okay, and then how much is the Vacheron,
Let's see.
or a Breguet, or Breguet?
Okay, going to Vacheron right now. Let's see. Let's see. How do I? Is there a search button I could do? Let's see. History. Traditional, maybe. Let's see.
you know, Sean, while he's looking for an answer, Just imagine, I can see myself wearing this watch and going out to a really nice cafe somewhere on a really nice day. Let's say in your area in Rodeo Drive, and two gorgeous women walk by and say, "Hey, I like your glasses."
They come with the minute repeater.
Yeah, no,
No,
they
no,
won't
you
even
can
notice.
actually
They
bing,
won't even
bing,
notice
bing,
it.
bing. You got a built-in minute repeater. Tell me what time it is. I could be your minute repeater for 620,000. You can hire Daniel Katz to bing bong
Jeez.
anytime you want. What do you think,
Tim,
Daniel? Would you
Tim
take
Wright
such
with
a
the
job?
comeback. Tim Wright with the comeback.
I could see, dude. You can hire Daniel Katz for 600K, Daniel.
Yeah.
Basically, you just have to go around, keep company with somebody, and whenever they ask you what time it is, you have to bing it out for them. You know what? Vacheron is not even making minute repeaters.
Oh yeah.
They don't
Oh,
have a
they
minute
don't?
repeater. They don't.
Oh, okay.
No.
Breguet
Okay.
has it.
Let's go Breguet.
That's
Breguet.
interesting. That's interesting. I had no idea they don't have minute repeaters.
It's not just the complication of it, Sean. I'm not. I don't know. It's a lot. You know this. It's the brand, the fit and finish claiming their fit and finish, but also it's very expensive to make the damn thing. So you know that.
No, I get it. The minute repeater adds definitely adds value. I didn't realize it was a minute repeater, but that's
Yeah.
value. But over 300,000 pounds. I mean, you're talking 400,000 plus,
No,
right?
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Hey
It's crazy.
JD, welcome to the show.
Hello. Hello,
Hey,
everybody. Hi,
Hey.
Tim.
hey,
Welcome back.
hey, hey,
Hello.
Daniel,
JD.
how are you? Sean?
Another area of the world where you got the sun and the
Yeah.
good
Yeah,
weather.
it's particularly warm today. It's
And
actually a bit of a heat wave in Sydney. It's 40 degrees Celsius today. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's
look,
Here's a
pretty
little bit of
hot.
sun for you.
he's
Here's a
just
little bit of
about,
sun for you.
That's
and
nice.
JD
You
is
got
just about
blue
to
sky.
and JD's just about to pull out his minute repeater.
No, yeah, as if. I'm more of a PRX man myself, but it's good to
Oh yeah,
good to have a
no,
look at them.
PRX,
Hey. Okay, Sean, I found the price for the Breguet minute repeater.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, and Louis Vuitton minute repeater. So the Louis Vuitton minute repeater is 350,000 US,
Oh, US.
and
Okay.
and the Breguet minute repeater is 338,000 US.
Oh
There
wow,
you
so they're
go.
all up there. They're all up there. Okay.
It's a little bit cheaper, but here's the thing, the Breguet minute repeater is just a two-hander. See, it's a two-hander, whereas the Louis Vuitton one is a jumping hour retrograde. So
Oh, I
it's
see.
like
Okay.
it's
And
got
they
an
got a
extra
beautiful, and it's got a
complication.
beautiful dial.
Oh,
The other one's got enamel dial, which is absolutely stunning too.
Yeah, you got a
Uh,
guilloche
Grand,
on.
Grand,
Yeah.
Grand Fru, right? They got the Grand Fru and the Breguet, but no,
Yeah.
this was a stunning watch. First of all, I didn't know it was a minute repeater, but still,
Yeah.
you're asking prices of what the top watch manufacturers are asking for it. It's just I
Yeah.
don't know.
but I'm just wondering if I keep repeating phrases every minute, could I be a minute repeater?
No, sorry. All you'll be is annoyance. That's all you're gonna be.
Annoyance repeater. Daniel Katz has a minute repeater complication and open or closed cupboards complication.
Is it open again? No, not this time. Okay.
Self opening ghost
Yeah,
complication
I,
cupboards.
yeah.
JD, how are you
Dan,
doing?
Daniel,
Yeah,
are you
doing
trying to get in the closet or are you trying to come out of the closet?
Uh, I'm not going
bit
to answer
both.
coming out
I'm
of the
trying to
closet. No,
stuff him back in.
I
Oh,
got my
we also
alter
had another
ego.
super chat.
I got my
Just
alter ego, but I haven't. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Andrew McQueen, thank you so much for 10 pounds. Watches are like cars and music. The modern ones are technically better in so many ways, but they have lost the soul.
Amen.
Simplicity.
Amen. Thank you. Well said.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
funny you're showing these high complications, high finish watches that are enormously priced. I was at a watch meetup yesterday, and again, it's just interesting to actually see. But one of the collectors there had it's made in China, sure, but it was a tourbillon with a hand-done guilloche pattern on the dial, and it's about $2,000. And you can just see it's called if you look up Peacock watches, look, it's not the best looking watch in the world, but the fact that it's $2,000 for a tourbillon and with on a rose machine, guilloche pattern on it,
Yeah.
it's clearly it's crazy what they can do in China for that price.
Yeah, and we're talking about the legit group of companies in China. Like Seagull is not perfect, but they've been proving themselves, I guess.
Yeah,
And now
exactly.
we got Peacock. I didn't know about Peacock. Okay, sure.
Yeah, it's something I hadn't heard before.
Yeah.
Daniel
But
knows about peacocking.
he knows about peacocking, I'm sure he does. But
JD, I'm sorry, few days ago, I think it was on the Watch Hangout. One of the gentlemen was showing a Chinese watch that was tourbillon, really beautiful movement, and it was less than $1,000.
It's remarkable, absolutely
Yeah,
remarkable.
it is, and of course, this machine finish is not beautifully finished, but it was striking, looked striking. But again, for somebody that has, that wants a tourbillon and doesn't want to
It's that
dump
one,
or
Tim.
can't dump that kind of money, you know what? This will satisfy that itch, right? And that's the beauty of that's what technology brings you, which brings down the cost. That's why I'm really kind of annoyed that the watches that are coming out, they keep on going higher in the price, and you're not really getting anything more. At least with the cars, you're getting something that's more powerful. These watches, they're not. It's old technology. Now they may add a little bit of some gimmicky stuff on it, but it's the same watch. Why have they gone up several folds? That I understand the cost of manufacturing. I understand the inflation, but it's just risen up so high that it just doesn't make sense. And that's why I'm saying you revert back to the classics, the vintage, the neo vintage, and you'll find stuff that are as interesting, if not more, for a lot more
Totally
reasonable
agree.
price. Yeah, and
Absolutely
I'm
agree.
telling you, they got the leash around our necks and they're yanking us. What happened after COVID? And everybody just got mesmerized and got hypnotized by these manufacturers. We need to snap out of it. Go back to vintage before they go up in price, and everybody realizes what amazing treasures are out there that are attainable.
Definitely agree with that. It's just a case of with the vintage stuff, you really dependent on how far you go back, obviously, but it is a minefield. But if you know what you're doing and you're well educated on it, I totally agree. That's where the action's at, because the the new prices, the retail prices aren't aligned with the reality of the world. Obviously, Rolex can get away with that AP and Patek, but the likes of Omega, with their price increases, I'm not so sure on that.
Especially like out of the Omega, the new Speedmaster I think looks really cool, but a lot of their fashion kind of watches are a big no go. Like this new
Yeah.
white ceramic Seamaster, like that's just a gimmick in my opinion.
It's rather large too, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
44.5. It's quite large. I think it's, so it's not for me. And it's weird the whole having those watches aligned with an event like the Olympics, where you got to be cool for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What are you going to do for the rest of the time? It's an odd one. It is strange. There's pricing structure. You've still got your 3861, Tim, your Speedmaster. You still
That's
have
right.
it?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
happy
same
with
here.
it. Like although I really really like the new one, the black dial that just came out that's like a
Yeah, I need to
lacquered.
actually see it. I'd like to see that lacquer dial. I do like the Speedmaster 3861. I like the tapered bracelet on it, but
Mhm.
it must be difficult for you when you have stuff like Daytonas and stuff to wear that when you've got Daytonas sitting there. Not that I do, but for me, I love the history about the Speedmaster. Everyone knows about that. It's been going over. They've been bashing us over the head about the moon landing forever. I understand all that. Historically, such a significant watch, but actually wearing it, for me, it's a little bit, I don't know, top heavy. I don't like the actuation of the chronograph compared to a column wheel. You know how it sort of jumps as you click it? It
The
kind of
Speedy.
shits me. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
you
little
know.
bit rough compared to the Daytona,
Hmm.
but I borrow a friend of mine borrowed my Daytona, so I don't even have it.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
That makes sense. It was good to see you wearing
JD,
it in the UK.
I have to admit, I wear my Speedmasters more often than my Daytona.
Wow, nice.
And you know, I don't know what it is. It's I love my Daytona. If you tell me which, if you could keep one chrono, which one would you keep? I would keep my Daytona. So let me just come out
Yeah.
and say that, right? But as far as wearing it, I wear my Speed. Something about the Speedy, I don't know what it is. It's genuine. I don't know. It's not the history and all that. It's just such a good watch. To me, it's and I don't have a huge wrist, and that thing is almost 42 mil. The Daytona suits my wrist better, but something about the Speedy, when I look at it, the satisfaction that I get by looking at it, the dial, um, it's really gratifying. I'll always have Speedy in my collection. I'll wear it. It's a
Yeah.
special piece.
Is that
yeah.
are they Hasselite Speedies, Sean, that you have, or
Well, one of them is a
sapphire?
Hesalite, the black, and the
Yeah.
other one is the white dial that came out in
Nice. Wonderful.
2024. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I actually even considered maybe going and getting the new one that came out, but I don't see any reason to. You know, I have my Hoyer 60th anniversary. That's it's like a panda dial. It's black with the with
Yeah,
the
I know
not
the
a
one.
white, but
They're nice. Yeah,
yeah,
they're
those
really
are nice.
nice.
So it's just like, okay, do you have a hole in the collection? It doesn't serve any purpose. Like I said, there are two watches that are my buy list, and I'm looking online for one. One of them is not an online watch. I'm waiting for, and Timmy, I don't know if I told you, but I got another email from FP Journal. I think I might have told you. I'm still on the waiting list for it. So one is the Havana dial. FP Journe, and then the other one is the cherry dial day date with white
Wonderful.
gold. Yeah,
Wonderful. That's very
and
nice.
and I don't know, maybe they'll finally come out with one of those. But I think the last year they built them was early, I think 2021 maybe, or 2022 maybe was the last year that they made them. But anyways, yeah, those are the two
Yeah.
watches that tickle my fancy right now.
That's
Very
what did you
nice.
say? The cherry, the first one. I meant the first one was a cherry.
Yeah, it's 118239. It's the cherry dial, white gold, but with a specific bracelet, not the presidential, but the president bracelet, but the super oyster.
And then you want the fluted bezel or the smooth?
Oh, fluted. Absolutely fluted.
Ah,
Yeah, fluted.
that makes
Yeah,
it a little
for
more
sure.
difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Yeah, I'm thinking of getting the heart on my sleeve, but it's very top heavy.
And the prices that you find, I mean, you come across them like in Europe and stuff, but the prices are up there. I mean, here I'm not going to pay 36, 37, $38,000 for an example from 2010. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I want to get it, and I want to. I'll pay what it's worth, but I'll probably pay somewhere maybe around 30, or I prefer want to get it for under 30. But I'm not going to pay 35, 36, 37,000 for it. There's no reason for that. I'll wait
Yeah.
till, but they didn't make a lot of them, I guess, and whoever has them, they don't want to sell them. But difficulty. I see them with President's bracelet, and you see them with obviously with the leather strap, which actually looks great. The burgundy, the cherry strap that they put on that lecture looks really good. But I'm looking for that specific bracelet. But those are the only two. That's as much as I like the new Speedy, there's no reason to get it.
LAJ, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. In 25 years, the modern watch will be vintage, so may as well love and enjoy them now. A good point, but the vintage ones are gonna be super vintage, and that's gonna be
But
even
then,
more
by
rare.
but then, by then, watch manufacturers may actually come up with better design, new innovations, or new direction that actually get your interest.
Hmm.
Then you won't be chasing the 25-year-old new vintages.
And I think
When,
the classic ones are always gonna be classic. Like getting like one of these Pepsis. This will
Yeah,
be really cool. Like something like this. It's gonna
that'll
be
be fantastic. That's sort of what I've been looking at, Tim, in the
I'm
background for the
with you.
next
yeah.
piece.
I'm
That
with
sort of era, GMT
Yeah.
Master T Pepsi. I love it. Just like, God damn, that's
It is
fantastic.
so good, JD. A few
Yeah.
years
But
ago, I was at a restaurant in downtown
but
LA by the courthouse, and there was a gentleman and his wife that were there, and they were Italian. And the gentleman was wearing one of these, and it looked like he's had it for 20 years, and they were very classy looking people, and that Speedy look right. If he had a modern Speedy, as much as I like the modern, not Speedy, but modern Pepsis, that vintage Pepsi looked right on that guy's wrist.
Yeah.
You know,
what
it was
what
I've
genuine. It
loved
was
them.
just, yeah,
I've
what
loved
year
yeah.
them
was it?
ever since Tom Selleck was wearing one in Magnum in 1982. It's just like, that's the perfect watch for me, always has been. I have the Tudor GMT Pepsi, but it's no substitute for the real thing. Sorry.
The,
One day.
um, uh, Tom Selleck is still with us. Is he still wearing it? Does he still have it?
Don't know.
Okay, just
Like, how
wondering.
could you be cooler in a Ferrari in Hawaii in 1982
Well,
with a
boy,
Hawaiian shirt on wearing that?
yeah.
That's pretty cool. Pretty
Yeah, I
cool.
wore my Pepsi when I went to Hawaii. It
Were
was
you as
kind of
cool as
cool.
Tom Selleck, Tim? Were
Yeah,
you as cool as him?
I did the mustache like the Tom
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
Was walking around. I actually at the fucking airport, I met the director who basically well, no, not the director, the producer of the blue what's it called? The blue lives or something, or blue it's basically a TV show, but about the police department in New York,
Blue
and
blood, blue whatever.
Blue Bloods, and Tom
Yeah,
Selleck plays
yeah.
Wow,
the
That
there you
guy.
yeah.
go.
And
Yeah.
this guy, he's like where he was wearing a
Ah,
solid yellow gold Cartier.
okay.
I'm like, oh, nice watch. We started talking, and I was telling, and I was wearing my Pepsi. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm wearing this because of Tom Selleck, Magnum PI. And he's like, I'm the producer of the Blue Bloods. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh shit. That's
Perfect.
That is funny.
Perfect.
By the way, is that the mustache that
yes.
Kojak shaved in Mayfair while we're sitting
Oh, I
outside by the sidewalk?
yeah. Good
And
question.
every person that walked by, they were going like, "What the heck is going on?"
That's the one
Yeah,
that Kojak was shaved off later.
yeah.
Yes.
That's a good. That's a good observation.
Yeah.
Tim and JD and Sean, I
Yes, sir.
bumped into Adam from Mental Watches. I thought he wasn't approachable in Miami, but he was very approachable, very friendly. I met him in Dubai, and we talked for a few seconds. I think, Tim, you may have been with us. He was like in one direction, we were going another, shook hands, joked around a bit. He's good at sourcing stuff like this. So I'm asking you, Tim, is he a good go-to guy to get that type of vintage uh, Pepsi? Because he's got sources, I think,
Yes.
buy and sell.
Definitely. Mentor Watch is a good source for
How
that
do you
kind of
guys
stuff.
look at that sort of stuff? Sorry, Tim. Like, as far as, again, I've not ventured into the neo vintage stuff. All of what I have is new stuff.
Hmm.
Like, where do you see like replacement dials, replacement hands, that type of thing? Are you a purist? Like, if it was something from 1982, would you want it? Would you only buy it if it had all original loom, all original hands, all original dials, or do you really care about that type of thing?
Yes, actually, I do. I would pay extra to get it to make sure everything is original. Like this one right here, I think this one's sold, right? It's sale pending. It's sold for 20,000, and it's because it's all original. At least
Original.
Yeah.
it's all looking like
Okay, let me
I
put
you know.
let me put it this way. I'm different than Tim because I'm a nut. No, not that. But I'm different
Daniel likes
because
to mix match.
I'm different because I think if it's done with class and I've told above board what the situation is, I would get something that for a lot less than the 19, and it'd be like 11 or whatever the
Yeah,
going
like
price
you could
is.
save money. Here's like a rougher condition, but you can see it clearly on this one. The hands were replaced.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, Tim. There's so many of them where you can see the loom on the hands does not in any way match the plot loom. It's
Hmm.
clearly different.
Yeah, this
Um,
one is a perfect example. And you can see that's a that's a $4,000 difference for just those hands, the
yeah,
mismatch. Now,
wow.
Okay.
what's interesting is that over time, there's a possibility that the loom will catch up. Like the loom on the hands will catch up with the loom on the dial, and they will match it, yet again. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't
we
know.
don't
But
know the story behind this because maybe whatever had to replace it was just so bad they had to replace it.
yeah, it's from
J-
1971.
J-
Back then, when you
yeah.
can see these are old hands as well. Like they're all rusted up, but they were probably changed in like the 90s or something.
Yeah.
JD, I would say
Interesting.
also it depends on how you're gonna wear it, where you're gonna wear it. If you're kind of a guy that you want to wear it for yourself and you just like the looks of it, then fine. But if you're kind of a guy
Yeah.
that's gonna go to the red bar gatherings and you got all the watch people around you, and everybody's gonna take a close look at each other's watches, and your feelings gonna get hurt if somebody notices
Yes.
that it's not original. Then no, then just pay the extra so you're cool. It's just like if you
Yeah.
buy a vintage older Porsche and you buy it because you just want to beat it up on the weekends, take it around the in the canyons or drive to the ocean, and you just like to smell that fuel and oil, and you don't care if it's got a little bit of a leak, and you don't care if it doesn't have the right the certain everything is original. Great, but if you're kind of a guy that want to go to the meetups on the weekends with the Porsche club and
Yeah.
everybody's there, and everybody sizes up their car against yours, then maybe you want to spend a little bit more and get one that's all there. But it really
Yeah,
depends on
Yeah.
the buyer,
Totally get
because
it.
somebody paying all the money for something that's all original, it might be a waste of money if that person really doesn't
Yeah.
care for it. Yeah, save yourself the money and get something that you'll beat up and you'll get the same enjoyment out of it. It depends on the buyer and how you're going to use it and where you're going to go and who you
Sure.
hang
That
around
makes
with.
sense.
you
Yeah,
know what?
that's a part
I'm
of the
gonna
thing,
amend
Sean.
that.
I actually do knock around with some really high-end watch collectors. Some of them have 90 watches. I was at a meetup
Yeah.
yesterday, and
Then
there's
then if it
expert
makes
vintage
you
guys, so
if it makes you
I'll be
stand
tricked
up a little
out.
bit taller and more proud
Yeah.
and your chest pumped up a little bit more if it's all original, and that more than anything you are proud of that, then maybe you should spend a little bit more and get one that's all there.
now
Yeah,
also
that makes sense.
I'll I'm gonna Sean. I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna slightly disagree, and we'll slightly
Go for it.
and great respect to what you just said. It's just a point of view. A great respect for what you just said. Why, JD? If you're with a club and you're with this in deep in your heart, anyways, and following the concept. Not that I agree with everything from the H and Alan Watts. Is I got brainwashed by some of his videos. You go, you're with the club, you're accepted, you're with this group, you get along with them, the big watch collectors, and you have a lesser than watch, and who gives an F? You are you, not the watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course. Of course.
And that's
Yeah,
that's
that's why it depends on the person, right? It all depends on the person. That's what I said, because you may be a kind of a guy that's going to drive that old Porsche with the wrong wheels, and you get the same more enjoyment out of it than somebody else that has the It depends on the person.
yeah.
But if you're a kind of a guy that, here, let's face it, what's righteous and what's right sometimes do not line up with reality. When we are in a world where two Submariners, or let's face it, two Speedies, something that's a little bit more affordable. One has the dot over 90, one doesn't, and then all of a sudden there's a huge difference. When you're in the world where a little bit of difference, you can have the same Porsche, same year, but because yours has something extra that's not very, 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 it's a little bit out of norm and unique. And if it makes your feelings hurt, and all of a sudden you're going to go home with your tails between your legs. I mean, there are people that are like that, right? Then you should buy the money, because at the end of it, it's not good if you save yourself $3,000 or $4,000 and you go home not feeling proud or good about the piece that you have. We all,
makes
some
sense.
there are some people that wear Casios and they're absolutely fine, and there are people that buy $200,000 watch, and then next week they want to buy a watch that's $300,000 because they still don't feel fulfilled, right? So everybody's on its own. But in general, I agree with you with what you said, Daniel. But in reality, majority of people are not like that, and that's why when you go to you went to PT Omo. Why didn't you go with jeans and T-shirt and just a regular jacket? Why did you put on your colorful stuff? You put it because you liked it, but also you wanted to fit the crowd that's there, right? And the people that typically go to these places, they're geeks, and they look at there are a lot of Pepsis out there, but there are Pepsis that are at a different level. There are a lot of Porsches out there, but certain Porsches that are at a different level. There are a lot of people wear certain shoes or suits, but there are certain things that are a little bit above, and some people care about that.
Yeah, it's funny. I actually, with all that done, I hear you, Sean. It's a slippery road. I hear you. I did wear my good stuff. It was not bespoke, but from a good company here in Toronto, and through no fault of mine, I was sort of dismissed in that crowd at Pitiwomo amongst the peacocks. Weird. That was their problem. But I met some great designers that were just trying to get their foot in the door outside Pitiwomo. They just started their thing. They weren't officially registered, so they couldn't get in. So they were peacocking also. So I met those people. I met a fantastic photographer from Paris, single mother, burgeoning photographer, family from Kenya, but really talented, really, really sharp. I didn't even see her face when she said, I was talking to two designers, don't look at me, keep talking to the designers. Keep it, that's it. Now look at me. She was good, and I got to meet her and photographs, so that was really nice.
Daniel, it comes down to the human nature, right? We're competitive animals, right? There are some people that if you go play tennis with them, they're okay with just hitting the ball back and have fun. But there's some people that they have to win. You play cards with certain people. Why do they want to play for the money, or even if it's for small money? Because they want to have that urge, and they want to be competitive. They like that competition, and they want to bash their friends' brains because they want to win. It's all about winning. And a lot of people that go to these watch gatherings or car gatherings, they're going for the love of the watch, but they want to feed that urge that they're winning. They got something better. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. If you're that kind of a guy, then you know what? Don't set yourself up for going home feeling bad.
I end up after saying that second part of the story, I shouldn't have depended on that second part of the story. It was like, who gives an F? But Tim Wright wasn't there to remind me who gives a F. So, but it worked out okay, and I met these other people, so it was good. Yeah.
Do you know for you, next time you go to PDOMO, go in there with ripped pants. Here, you see a lot of kids with ripped pants and all that. I want to see a distinguished guy like you, somebody that is established, go out there and wear something that's different, that really shows your persona. And I think that would be really interesting. That would be, you look, you know what I'm saying? Go in there with stuff that looks good, but maybe a little bit ripped shirt, ripped jacket, or something that's a little bit out of norm, and you're basically giving your middle finger to them, but at the same time, you're making a statement. If you really, if
Yeah.
to be in line with what you're saying,
Well,
you should do that.
well, we'll see.
Set your own trend.
I'm talking under the guise I won't explain what it is with some other people to see if I can get in and not pay for it. So we'll see if that works.
Yeah.
And then just what you know, that great radio guy with the long curly hair. He's been on forever.
Howard
He's
Stern.
on what? Say it again.
Howard Stern. Howard Stern.
Howard Stern.
I'm
Curly
not a
hair.
fan of Howard Stern, okay? But Howard Stern is the guy I'm talking about. He comes in, he fucking looks good. The guy's got to be my age. Long hair still, tall, came in jeans and a kind of a lumberjack shirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
He signed in to go in with all these dressy people, but they know
Yeah.
who he was, right? And he's wearing sunglasses, probably wrinkles around his long face. But man, there couldn't be a guy that looks better at that age. He must be in the gym all the time or just good genes.
And also, it's the right attitude too. He has the right attitude about life and the way he carries himself.
Yeah.
There's something said about that. But listen, I personally, if I go to the meetups, I try not to wear a watch that everybody else is wearing. That's why I wear stuff like this.
Yeah.
That people wouldn't know
Different
what it
stuff.
is.
I
They're different
agree with
stuff.
that. Really interesting stuff.
It-
They're not going to. Submariner's not going to cut it. Watch me up. Sorry, not even close.
But yet when I put it on, I enjoy it. But if I'm going to go to those places, it doesn't mean that you need to take your most expensive one. But I wouldn't. I would take my Roger Dubuis. I would take this one. I would take something that, a brigade that it's different. I wouldn't go with my Rolex or
Totally
a Patek that everybody has, or an AP. It's funny because my AP rose gold chrono that I have, the Royal Oak, I don't wear it into the watch gatherings. I don't. I'd rather go under the radar than go out there with something that's flashy and everybody else has. Not a hype. No, I don't like to wear. I like to wear my hype stuff privately. Out in the open, I'd rather go with something that's non-hyped.
Go ahead, JD. What were you going to say, JD?
Yeah, at the watch meetup yesterday in Sydney, the one watch that was different that you don't often see, that was the one that I gravitated to, and it's on my Instagram, Tim, if you wanted to bring it up. It was a Gerard Perregaux Laureato skeleton dial. It's
I love
there.
GPs.
It's so
I love
nice,
GPs.
man. It was so nice. So again, something different that's not something you see every day for me. It's just that one there, Tim.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Nice shot, by the way.
There you go.
Oof. That's
Stunning.
gorgeous.
Stunning.
My
Beautiful.
goodness. I see JP, I see the GPs up close at the local store here. And man, I don't know. They're just as good as anything out there to me.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
It's a really perfect alternative to the AP, especially the ceramic ones. Because some of those AP ceramic, I was just looking at one here on the European Watch Company. Look at this, guys. There's one right now for sale, very similar to the one that you saw. I was looking at it earlier today, like at the beginning of the stream. Let me show you. It's just it's nuts, absolutely nuts, because it's ceramic, skeletonized. Let me see, and the price is just freaking cheap. Let me show you. Look at this.
Yeah.
22.5 US.
Yeah.
For GP.
And it's pretty legible for a skeleton, that one.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're not legible, so that's nice.
Yeah, the only trouble is, JD, it's $100,000 Canadian.
Besides that, though,
soon you'll be US. You'll be
Oh,
Uh,
that's yeah, right.
they'll
Okay,
turn you
okay,
into
okay.
into
Stop
U.S.
it, Tim.
currency.
Stop it. I don't want to hear it now.
E. Stewart Hall, thank you so much for the $5. He says, "Listen to Daniel. Watch an Alan Watts video. Seriously, Daniel is turned into the groove."
Yeah.
thank
I also think
thank
just
sorry,
one
Tim.
comment there, just to make one comment on the prices, right? Those having all matching like a full set as best condition as possible and paying just a little bit more, it might seem like a waste of money, but actually on the back end you might be saving money because
Yeah, in the long term, if you have to get rid of it.
exactly. In the long term, if you take care of the watch, you'll have easier time selling it, and you'll be able, like, if you ever need to sell it, and this being a hobby, okay, it's one thing when you're buying a watch to keep and to beat around. Maybe getting mismatched hands is fine if you're planning to like wear it rough. But if you're buying it as a collectible, it's kind of like buying a collectible card. You want to try to get the best condition that you can afford because it'll preserve value best, and it'll be easiest to ever move if you ever fall out of love with the watch and you want to swap it out for something else. And the best condition will always grow in value the most. So you might pay upfront 4,000 more, but then on the return you might get much bigger returns later down the road. So you have to
That's
think
true.
about
Yeah.
about it that way as well.
No,
Awesome.
that's
And
a good point. If you want to, if you're not sure if you're going to keep it forever, then definitely you want to get something that you can sell later on and get your most of your money back or better than what you paid for it.
Awesome.
Yeah,
exactly.
amen. Yeah.
And
Thank you for the feedback. It's really, really good. I've got to go now, but thank you for having me on. It's getting a bit hot out here. It's getting close to 40 degrees. But thanks for
Nice
having me
meeting you.
on. Nice
thank you
to
for
have
Good
joining us,
chatting
chat.
with you,
JD.
JD.
Yeah,
Take
thank you,
care, JD.
Sean. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Tim. I'll
Okay.
just show you what I'm wearing. I'll do
Oh yeah.
not that it's anything, God,
Let's see it.
boring,
Let's see it.
boring. Explorer
Very
2,
nice.
But
Very
still, it's
nice.
56,
about it in a
570, the
Beautiful.
while,
current one.
so nice to see.
I like
Yeah.
how flat it sits too.
Mhm.
It does for the size of it. It does sit really, really, really well. Thank you,
Yeah.
guys. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks for having me
Okay.
on. Take care. Thanks for the
Take care,
feedback. It's
JD.
really, really good. Thank you. See you
Enjoy.
guys.
Thank you
Enjoy
for the
the good
watch talk.
Bye.
weather.
Thank you for the watch talk,
Yeah,
man. Thank you for the
that's
watch
okay.
talk.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Uh,
Take care.
All right.
you know,
Bye bye.
I discovered, guys, just a side remark. Username Mickey. You want to read
Username
username?
Mickey, $5.54.
Mickey, Mickey.
GP needs a new logo on the dial. GP at 12 o'clock just does not cut it. Love everything else, but the Jared Perigo Laureato. There we go. Very controversial.
I'm in line with him because they didn't have they used to not have GP. They used
Hmm.
to say Gerard Perregaux, and that's such a it's a strong name in the watch world, and it has provenance and all that. It's a strong brand. When you say GP, I don't know. Maybe they're trying too hard to be like AP. I don't know. I'm with him on
Yes.
that.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly why they did it, to bring it up in line with other brands. Everybody else
Yeah.
kind of making the shorthand. IWC used to be International Watch Company. They used to print out the whole name, and then they just have IWC. I'm
Yeah.
surprised Jaeger LeCoultre continues to go with full Jaeger LeCoultre print, because sometimes that logo gets very, very small and hard to
Well,
read.
don't go too far. How about
I could
Vacheron
put
or
JLC.
Paddock or Paddock?
Yeah.
If they go PP or V, I hope they never do that. I hope they never do that.
Well,
I just like the way JLC has it. Not to change it. Whatever.
And I hope
you like the JLC logo?
Daniel never signs DK.
Yeah. Listen, guys, I discovered something. Brilliant discovery by Daniel. for those who have arthritis like me, like I had arthritis in the hand from wearing watches, I discovered you can massage us with this funny looking double ball thing.
Whoa, let's see.
You see, like
Look at
this.
this.
Can
So
I
we
ask
can.
you?
It's
Can
got
I ask you
balls.
what else you massage with that?
I don't want to
Hmm.
get into the details. But
Did we see some
Nice
pubic
balls,
hair
Daniel.
on that thing? Did we see
no,
some pubic?
Daniel's got nice balls.
yeah.
The spike is that those are actually based on Daniel Katz's true balls
Oh yeah.
using 3D rendering technology.
Right. Now you're acting like my brother-in-law, the both of you. Because that when I sent pictures of this, he was basically saying the same thing.
I think JD would make for a great watch brand. JD. You
Yeah.
know, there's actually something that's JD, and every time there's some kind of brand that's JD, some kind of JD Sports, I think. Let me see, JD. Oh, a JD, yeah, JD Sports. And every time I see the logo, I think of JD in Australia. This was like everywhere. See it? Like the JD. Let me show you guys this logo, the JD logo. You see that? JD. Every time I see that, I think JD. And this is how the store looks. You see, it's got the JD outside. This was all around in I think because I seen this shop in like Italy. I seen it in
What kind of shop is it? What kind of
UK. It's
store?
like a sports store.
Oh, I
It's
see.
like their general sports. They sell, all
Like
the
like
Nike,
Big
the
Five,
Adidas.
like Big Five, and Big used to have Big Five.
Yeah, just
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, they sell all kinds of sports goods
Yeah.
from all other brands. But it's like it's
Yeah.
JD, you see?
Yeah.
And so I look at that, I'm like, man, J that's JD's like logo. JD.
Isn't
That's
that fun?
funny.
JD from Australia.
Yeah. I just a
Daniel Katz, his logo is Donna Karen. DK.
yeah.
DK. Donna Karen.
Right.
But look at it. I mean, if you
Hold
pull
on
up
that.
Donna Karen, it says DK.
Yeah. Just a shout out to Mike Lewis, the who made a text.
Oh.
The writing of the logo looks so good. Oh, the
Mhm.
agriculture, they're never going to change that.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah, it
there's
looks
a
really
design
good.
aspect to that on the piece.
Sure.
So no problem, Mike Lewis, on that one.
They
Yeah.
do have that little symbol
Yeah,
of the JL. I guess
on the
it says
top they got
JL,
both.
yeah,
Then.
on the top.
Right. But you
Um,
need the whole writing. It's just pretty. It's pretty,
yeah.
awful pretty.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I could see a world where they remove the printing and just leave that logo and that's it. I could see it that it's possible. Maybe they won't do it, and that would be good if they just keep it. But there's a possibility they might remove it. You never know. These
yeah.
brands
It's
because
a possibility that I'll be
yeah.
removed from the stream someday. You never know.
Banned, like so many before. But you know what? At least this Jared Perigo, it also has the printing. It does say Jared Perigo as well on the bridge. They printed it kind of twice, which that's kind of cool. Um, did they have to do it? Maybe not, but maybe they could have used different font for the GP. But yeah, it's hard.
Timmy,
It's
a lady with a pink Lulubu walked by. You saw that picture I sent you on the freeway, right? The big Cadillac Escalade had the Labubu on it.
oh yeah, let me pull it up. That was
Oh my
funny.
god! When I
L-
saw it, I said, I have to take a picture and send this. And actually, it was tricky because I had to speed up to him, and there was a little bit of traffic going back and forth. So I took a couple of shots that were shitty, and then finally I got one that I could get the full side of the car. That was
That's
so
freaking
funny. Just like
hilarious.
when you see JD story, it reminds me when I see Labubu, I think of you.
La boo boo. Hold on a
Daniel, you
second.
should see this. You should see this.
Oh yeah,
Let's
yeah.
show this
This
to
just
you guys.
You
happened.
should see this.
So good. Labubu Mobile.
This is a good
Mhm.
looking
Check it
watch.
out.
This is a really good.
Oh,
Look at
that's cute.
that. Oh. Zero in a little bit on that. Zoom in.
Uh,
It's pretty close. Yeah.
Oh, look at that
actually,
thing.
yeah, there's two Labubu stores in London. And there was
No kidding.
actually, yeah, they were available. They're like 18 pounds each. I didn't buy any, but they had the stock. They had them in stock. They
Talk
had
about something. I'm talking about a fad. You know that thing's not
yeah.
going to last too long, right? It's going to come and go.
There, you
The
know
Mr.
what?
How many does Mr. G have?
Yeah,
Mr. G.
he's got a whole bunch, but he's
Yeah.
only focused on the Labubus themselves. But the Sean, it's not just about the Labubu. Labubu is just one of the characters, right? That just basically gone viral. But they have
Yeah,
all other characters. Like they're doing Disney characters as well. Just
Oh,
like you can get the Labubu, you can get
I
Mickey
see.
Mouse. They're
I see.
partnering basically with all brands that they can get
I
their hands
see.
on.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's big bucks. That's big
Yes.
bucks for licensing and all that. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
so can they
Exactly.
get? Can they get a Tim Wright? Do they have? Do they
Eh,
make one?
Oh, that you know what? Maybe someday if we blow up big
Maybe you
enough.
blow up. Yeah.
Yeah, because Daniel, they did. There's a streamer. Obviously, this guy is like a big time guy. He got 40 million subscribers.
Mm.
I show
Shit.
speed, and they put him in the video game. Okay.
Daniel, they'll have a full set, Tim Wright and friends, and you'll be right along. They'll have one for you
Oh right, right, right.
Yeah.
with
Oh,
the
by the way,
glasses and the hat and
yeah.
You know, if listen, if we work hard enough and continue, doing stuff, maybe someday they'll do something like that. You never know. You never know with this stuff,
Right,
man.
right,
If
right.
they put I show speed in the video game, let me show you. Let me show you just so you understand. But this is possible. Look,
well, all of that is on you, Timmy. It all depends on how big you gotta get. Daniel and
yeah,
I don't have, you got the steering wheel in your hands on that one.
yeah. I'm gonna try to
All the
to
best,
do it.
all the
Yeah,
best. By the
check
way,
it out.
did you see Kojak when you were there, or any of the gang from UK?
You did.
I did. I
You
met
did.
Oh, you
Kocha.
did.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
cool.
He sent me a picture with me. They were having a lunch that I wasn't invited to, and I'm just kidding. And roommate gave her signature this to me in the picture.
Oh,
It's very nice.
very nice.
Yeah.
So glad you guys took the time to enjoy your trip and not get sidetracked or bothered with streaming and all that thing. That was very,
Well,
very, very mature and smart of you.
yeah, and I guess we'll eventually have to do more of that. And I actually it was a big learning experience because there's another big live streamer that there's like big news. So while there, I was reading all this news stuff about live streamers,
Yeah,
and there's another basically one of the biggest live streamers is quitting because he's burnt out. He was streaming too much,
Yeah.
and just the more you stream, the more content you create, the more people can twist and turn. And with the AI, he had so many
oh
like
yeah,
haters that they've created so much kind of hate against him that he's just kind of,
crazy.
yeah,
What
he
was
just get
his?
him.
What was his mo? Like, what was his stream about?
So it was like daily life,
Oh, daily
kind of.
life type thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
daily life and like video
Okay.
games,
Okay.
daily life, and music. So he was
Okay.
meeting like musicians. He was doing streams with other musicians, and he was doing a lot of like prank stuff.
Oh, by the way, I sent you Pink Floyd. If you want to close out with The Wall, or is it too rebellious? I don't know. It's sort of anti-mainstream education sometimes. When
Oh,
you,
I love Wall. Are you kidding me? Pink Floyd's Wall. It's great.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
sent
Did
you
you
that.
did you see the movie? Did you see the movie when it
Oh,
came out?
I love them, but I haven't seen the movie. No.
No,
You
it's just
spoiled it.
yeah, 40 years ago it came out, right? 30 some odd years ago.
Was it a documentary or what?
No, no, no. It was a movie. You
Oh,
remember when Xanadu came out? It came out at the same time as Xanadu. Do you remember
oh, wow,
Xanadu in the
wow.
80s? It came
Yeah.
out the same time.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh look. Yes, I remember it, but I didn't see it. No.
Let
Okay.
me let me tell you. Yeah, if you're ever gonna get high and watch a movie, this is the movie to get high and watch.
Okay.
Oh, The Wall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that's really cool.
I sent you the song if you want to close out with it.
Yeah, let's do it. Here we go. Good show. Good show, everybody. Uh,
Good to have you back,
Sha-
Timmy.
Sean, thank you for joining. Really appreciate it. Daniel, thank
Thank you
you
for having me.
so much. Big shout out to JD. We'll be back tomorrow with more wristwatch content. Hope
Thank
you
you for
guys
all the
enjoyed.
guys that super chatted. By the way, who super
Oh
chatted? Do you want to
yeah.
go back
Oh,
real quick?
dude, that
Let's acknowledge that.
was huge. We had some member
Oh
chats,
yeah, yeah.
Dean
Right, right.
and Mr. G.
Yeah.
Billy sent the super sticker. Daniel Katz just bombed us
Nice.
with super chats today. I
Yeah.
think Daniel, you sent like 4 or 5 super chats.
Oh my god.
You're
I just
nuts.
broke. Okay.
LAJ says
LHA.
there's a black hole on Uranus. Oh, I missed. I think I missed this one.
Oh my God.
Hey,
Thank you
that's
for the super chat.
I love that topic. Shout out to James, Mehdi, Space Ace, Andrew McQueen, E. Stewart Hall, and Mickey. Guys, thank you so much for supporting the show. Really appreciate all the incredible support. Can't do the show without you. So
Tim
uh,
G.
really matters a lot to me. And Tim G, thank you so much for being a member for 37 months. We're back, and I hope to bring you even more content 2026. Right now that I'm back, I'm gonna start planning some extra stuff. Okay, so thank you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Snow show. If it's snowing, yeah, I'll take
Yeah.
you guys on a
Yeah,
little
you'll
snow walk.
yeah.
Show us the snow from your window at your home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leaving just a memory. A snapshot in the family album.
These guys are like vintage watches. They only get better with age.
Mm.
Yeah.
Music from like the 90s and 80s 70s was so much better than a lot of the stuff that's coming out today.
Yeah.
They're
Here we go. Here we
rehashing.
go. Here we go. Here we go. So good.
All it was just a break in the wall. All in all, it was all just breaks in the wall.
Good to have Timmy back.
We're so back.
I don't hear the music.
You can't
It's
hear?
playing.
Oh, okay.
No, it's playing. Just if you want to increase the volume. There you go. Yes, Mike Lewis, you can't have any pudding if you don't eat your meat.
I guess that's it. See you guys tomorrow.